Yay! SRI is real, mga kapatid. So, nakita ko lang ito na post ng aking friend sa Facebook. Ito ay legit at totoo talaga na meron ang SRI or Service Recognition Incentive to Government Employee for fiscal year 2021. So, signed by our dear President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. So, ito po yung nakapaloob sa Administrative Order number 45 na galing talaga sa Malacanang, authorizing the grant of service recognition incentive to government employees for fiscal year 2021. So whereas Section 4 of the Congress Joint Resolution authorized the grant of incentives reward an employee's loyalty to government services and contribution to the agency's continuing viable existence. Incentives as reward for exceeding agency's financial and operational performance targets to motivate employee, the Department of Budget and Management or DBM as incentives. So whereas Section 17 number 4 provides that the President upon recommendation of the DBM is authorized to update the compensation and position classification system to civilian personnel and the base pay schedule for military and uniform personnel, as well as policies and levels of allowances, benefits, incentives applicable to all government personnel. So whereas Administrative Order number 19, Series 2009 as authorized the grant of service recognitions incentives to government employees for fiscal year 2019 and 2020, respectively, in recognition of their hard work, commitment, and dedication to public service. So con- whereas the government continues to acknowledge all public servants for their collective and unceasing participation and invaluable contribution to the establishment of streamlined government processes and responsive delivery of service to the public, especially in the midst of prevailing public health emergency due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Whereas, it is imperative to provide reasonable incentives and assistance to our public servants who are impacted not only by the pandemic but also by the various natural calamities. Now, therefore, I, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, President of the Republic of the Philippines, by the virtues of the powers vested in me by the law, do hereby order Section 1, Service Recognition Incentives for um, employees in the executive department. The order authorizes the grant of one-time service recognition incentive or SRI at a uniform rate not exceeding 10,000 pesos for each of the following personnel in the executive department: A. Civilian personnel in the national government agencies or NGS, including those in state universities and colleges and government-owned or controlled controlled corporation occupying regular or contractual or casual positions, and B. Military personnel of the Armed Forces of the Philippines under the Department of National Defense and uniformed personnel of the Philippine National Police, Bureau of Fire Protection, Bureau of Jail Management and Penology under the Department of Interior, and local government, the Bureau of Correction under the Department of Justice, the Philippine Coast Guard under the Department of Transportation, and the National Mapping and Resource Information authority under the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. So, Section 2, conditions on the grant of SRI. The grant of SRI shall be subject for the following condition. A. The civilian personnel are occupying regular contractual or casual positions. B. The personnel are still in the government service as of 30 November 2021. Letter C. The personnel have rendered at least total or an aggregate of 4 months of satisfactory service of the 30 November 2020 exclusive of services rendered under any of alternative work arrangements prescribed by the Civil Service Commission. Letter D. Those who have rendered less than total or an aggregated of 4 months of the satisfactory service as of 30 November 2021 shall be entitled to be rated share of the SRI as follows: length of service 3 months but less than 4 months 40%, 2 months but less than 3 months 30%, 1 month but less than 2 months 20%, less than 1 month 10%. And letter E, the employees have not received any additional year-end benefit in fiscal year 2021 over and above the benefit authorized under Republic Act number 6686 as amended by the as amended by the RE number 8441. The Section 3, exclusion from the grant of PBB, those engaged without employer relationship, and those compensation are funded from the non-personal services appropriation or budget are excluded from the grant of the SRI, such as consultants and experts engage the limited period of perform specific activities of service with expected outputs, laborers engaged through job contracts or PACYAW, and those paid in the place work basis. See student workers and apprentice and individuals and group of people who service are engaged through the job order and contract of service under similarity situated. Section 4, funding source. So, for employees executive department, so these are the funding sources. So, I will not read it anymore. So, these are the SRI. Makakatanggap din ang employees for local government units. So, meron din silang matatanggap. SRI for employees local water districts o LWD. Section 8 SRI employees and it is exempted from the coverage of RA. So, payment date. The payment SRI is all qualified government shall not be earlier than 21 December. Section 10 supplemental guidelines when DBM issues separable any vibration reveals showings of the path. So signed by Salvador Miridial D or Executive Secretary, signed by um President Rodrigo Wado 30. Thank you. Thank you, Papa. Thank you, Papa God. And thank you, Mr. President. Tatay Digong, you are the best talaga.